Hi there, this is Steve from chordbook.com and welcome to this video, which is the first in the series of 4 that I'm doing covering the basics of rhythm playing and lead playing. Now, starting out on the instrument, there is lots to learn. Just to get to the point where you've got the basics sort of under your belt and you can move to more advanced things can take quite a long time and does require a lot of practice. What I'd say is that although these videos are great and you're going to be able to pick up lots of tips and things to work on, always consider getting a teacher. If you are at the point where you're serious about learning the instrument, having a tutor regularly will work wonders and will be the best way for really taking you through the process of learning the instrument thoroughly. Also, things that you might be doing wrong or things you can work on, or the kind of exercises you'll be given will focus specifically on you. So I would recommend starting to look, if you haven't already, to get a teacher to support you in your guitar journey. Now this video is going to focus on the left hand, the fretting hand, rather than the right hand strumming. If you're left-handed, you can switch that around. So we're going to go through 3 basic chord shapes and where to put your fingers, learning how to move around those chords. So I'm going to switch to a close-up and we'll take it from there. Okay, so today we're going to focus on 3 of the open chords. Open meaning they're played, including some open strings, all down the very end of the neck. Before we get into the chords, we're going to look at the finger numbers and the string numbers, which are going to help me direct you where to go. So this is first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and the strings are numbered 1 to 6 from bottom to top, from the thin string to the thickest one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So the first chord out of the 3 we're going to learn is the D chord, and this looks like this and sounds like this. And position wise, let's look at that. So the first finger goes on the 3rd string on the 2nd fret. So the 2nd fret here, okay? Your second finger goes on the 2nd fret on the 1st string, same fret, and your 3rd finger is on the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. They make a little triangle like that, see? And it sounds like this. So first finger, second finger, third finger. And all together they have this position. And we strum. With the D chord and some other chords, but the D particularly, you strum from the 5th string downwards. You don't include this string. And what you can do, and what becomes quite natural, is to have your thumb just touching that top string. So it comes over and just touches this string. Doesn't fret it, but just touches it to dull it. And then you strum that chord, okay? The second chord we're going to learn is the A chord. Again, it's an open chord and it's strummed from the 5th string downwards. And the first finger goes on the 4th string on the 2nd fret. Your second finger goes on the same fret, 2nd fret, but on the 3rd string, and your 3rd finger goes on the 2nd string on the 2nd fret. So they're all on the same fret, all together in a bunch, and you play them like this. Again, the thumb here is just resting on that top string. So first finger, second finger, 3rd finger, all on the 2nd fret, on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings, just like that. Okay, and the third chord we're going to learn today is the E major chord. And again, that's an open chord, but it uses all the strings, so we strum the whole thing, and the thumb notices it's not touching anything. So with the E chord, we have your second finger on the 5th string on the 2nd fret, your 3rd finger on the 2nd fret on the 4th string, and your first finger on the 3rd string on the 1st fret. So these two together on the 2nd fret on these 2 strings, the 5th and the 4th, and your first finger comes here on that 3rd string and on the 1st fret, and it sounds like this. And that's the E chord. So D, A, E. Okay, so now we've looked at those 3 individual chords, and hopefully you've spent some time on getting them to sound nice. We are going to look at the next stage of actually moving between chords. Now, I would say this really fundamentally is one of the most important skills when you're learning to play the instrument. Moving around the neck is actually all about training your muscle memory. Once you don't have to think about it, and your muscles the message from your brain is automatically there, if that makes sense. Then these movements will become second nature and you can really progress as a guitarist. So I'm going to do some changes here, and I really want you to practice them a lot, and you should be practicing them regularly at home. What you need to try and do and minimize the whole time you're moving around chords is minimize the movements, and bear that in mind when we're doing these changes. The first change, D to A. Let's look at the D chord. So we're in the D position. Okay, so to move from D to A, there's actually one finger that it stays on the same string. So if we think about that finger, we're going to move that down to the second fret, and then these two fingers move out of the way and go below it to form the A chord. So if you look at that in slow motion, this finger moves down, these fingers move out of the way and position themselves below it, so they're all on the same fret. We have the A chord. So these two fingers are moving from their position there to there. Okay? And your thumb here is supporting you in that as well. That's definitely worth bearing in mind. Your thumb here is providing the support to move these fingers independently. Okay, the next change we'll look at is from A to E. It's actually quite a simple change. A, E. Step by step. In fact, they happen simultaneously. That's how chord changes happen. They happen in one movement. But to look at that as it's broken down, you're looking at the first fingers moving to here, up a string, or down a string, but here, and then these two are moving together there. Okay, and reverse, that would be E, these move up a string, and this one comes in. So one little movement. If you see how small that movement is, it's not that much. The third change I'm going to show you is E to D. Now the E major, as we've just been in, so here's E major. To go to a D, the anchor finger, which is this one, it stays on the same string that slides up. So from the E position, this finger slides up, these two move out of the way and take their position there and there. So slide the finger up, second finger goes into the first string, second fret, third finger goes onto the second string, third fret. So slide up, and these take the position. It's quite a big move, and resist the temptation again to start from scratch and put them all down, because if you're sliding this finger up, these two are automatically getting out of the way, and you know, where do they go? Oh, they go here and here. So as you practice over and over again, those changes, D to A to E, and E to D, they will all become natural. One good method for practicing chord changes is to do it to a timer. I've seen this, I've seen other teachers doing this, so it's not my idea, but it really helps, because it sets you challenges and it motivates you to see how quickly you can do the changes, and it really trains you to do them without thinking about it. If you think of about a minute and how many times you can do a change in 1 minute, you probably start off and it'll be quite slow. So set a timer and count how many changes you're doing. So a change would be 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, and see how many you can get done, and it really does help you to think about the speed.